I'm Amy Tyson. I will be your metaphysical guide and intuitive strategist through this month's metaphysical outlook, the month of the fire monkey. Let me get my slides up so we can get ready to go. I always tell my participants, buckle in. I share a lot of information in a short period of time, and I want to make sure that you get the most out of this information to help you make decisions in your life. And as we get into this month, we're about to head into the second half of the year. This is the mid-year point, and I'm hosting the Midpoint Reset. It is a workshop that is happening live on Zoom on August 11th. So that is Tuesday. It's at 7:05 p.m. Central Time. If you are watching this replay after Tuesday, August 11th, I invite you to get the on-demand replay. You can head over to my website. It's amytyson.com, and my name is super easy to spell. It's TheIsen, so amytyson.com. Information is on the top. We'll spend about 2.5 hours together on that Tuesday, and it's $167. It preps you for the rest of the year and even gives you a peek into 2027 and beyond, because the horse transforms into the goat. So we have the crimson horse and the blood red goat tied together. So a lot of what we're seeing this year is actually going to be continuing into the year of the fire goat. And I'll have that workshop starting in December and January of 2027. But let's get back to this month, the month of the fire monkey. It runs August 7th through September 6th, which happens to be my birthday. So it's transition is the 6th and the 7th of September. So we've got this energy just coming in if you're watching this at the beginning of the month. It is short, it is hot, and it does not ask permission before it acts. Boy, I need to loosen up my conversations today. If you were at my summit back in January, I talked to you about how quickly this year would pass. And I think we all can agree, indeed, it has passed rather quickly, and 2027 will be more of the same. Every month since May, I have been making predictions based on the global energy that I see going on. And I have to say it, I am now 100% accurate. So in May, I was talking about these predictions. All of them came true. Same thing in June. All of them came true. Last month, if you watched this episode of the July Goat Month, I made a couple of predictions. So let's check the scoreboard, see how I did, because I did go 5 for 5. I had these two main predictions and 3 other ones that we'll talk about in a second. So let's talk about this first one, a leak or an expose resurfacing. There was almost a direct quote in Axios. They ran 7 flashpoint points reviving the Epstein scrutiny all in July. And abroad, India's education minister resigned over a leaked exam paper. So same pattern, different continent. We also had the discovery of the Pan Am flight that's been missing for 74 years. They found it resting 2,000 feet below the surface of the Atlantic. It crashed in 1952, and the crash of that flight was actually the catalyst for aviation safety reform. But it had gone undiscovered until July. And something else a little bit fun that I read about is that divers recovered 20 bottles of Guinness beer from an 1864 shipwreck off of Dover. And now a Belgian scientist, a geneticist, has been tasked and hired to resurrect the yeast, and they are dubbing this project Jurassic Beer. Guinness promises good things come to those who wait. It's been 150 plus years, and they are going to watch for this in the future, this beer coming out, Jurassic Beer. Here are some of the bonuses I alluded to in July as possibly happening. Let's go back. I forgot to cover this one. A structure deemed too big to fail. So what happened with this? Coincidentally, in August, the Pfizer headquarters in Manhattan has been undergoing a refurbishment into residential apartments, I believe, or condos. And on the 21st and 22nd floor, I believe it was, they found it suffered buckled columns and severe cracking. And it actually forced emergency evacuations of that big high rise in Manhattan. So that's structural, structure deemed too big to fail. But perhaps more significant is the historic shift that happened in July when the Federal Reserve testified that its sacred independence does not cover all its actions. By explicitly narrowing its authority and surrendering banking regulatory power to the Treasury, the world's most powerful financial institution, this too big to fail financial fortress, revealed a massive institutional crack. So this long-standing fraying rope of absolute central bank autonomy finally snapped on Capitol Hill. That happened in July. So some of the bonuses that I gave were heat and water owning the headlines. I think pretty much everybody worldwide can agree to this. That call was not subtle. Europe logged over 10,000 excess deaths from a heat wave, and England and Wales hit 440 deaths a day at its peak. The US broke or matched 1,300 heat records July 1st through July 4th as the goat was coming in after the horse month. Then a 1,000-year flood hit Texas Hill Country. The Guadalupe River in Kerrville rose 34 feet higher than the 1987 flood. And it hit the exact same region devastated last year on July 4th in 2025. That's just not heat and water. That's something from the past also coming back. So it fulfilled that next headline or the last headline that I just shared with you as well. What about that a leader demolishing something publicly with no rebuild plan? On July 9th, President Trump fired all 3 remaining members of the Election Assistance Commission. This is the only federal agency devoted entirely to election administration. And here's the thing, he cannot legally replace them by himself. Commissioners require Senate confirmation, and no more than 2 can come from the same party. So that agency is frozen in the middle of the midterm election cycle. And that is what demolish something with no rebuilding plan looks like when it happens. And then a truce or a settlement that is picked back up. Well, all you have to do is look at the Middle East. So the Strait of Hormuz, we had some settlement and then it got broken, and then a settlement and it got broken. So all of this is still in play. Now, if you want to speed up, be up to speed, not speed up, although the year is speeding up. If you want to be up to speed on what is coming, the rest of 2026, I encourage you to join me at that midpoint reset on August 11th. And again, if you missed the live event, replay is available. It's about a 2.5-hour event. I'm estimating, I'm not finished putting all the information together, but if it goes longer than that, I may split it into a second session. But one fee covers it all. So that's Tuesday, August 11th. Know that the replay is available. I'll take you through the rest of the year and even looking into the year of the fire goat. So you can be ready because it's a bumpy second half of 2025. Now, if you want to play along at the very end of this session to know what your life is possibly going to be influenced by August, I invite you to get your life chart if you haven't already. You can scan this QR code, or you can go to my website, amytyson.com. Way up in the little right-hand corner, you'll see free courses. Click that and register for that, and you will be given access to my chart generators and 3 free classes in there. No strings attached. You can take those classes and learn more about you. I'll probably be redoing them. Content will be the same, but it's time for me to redo them. Picture the horse from July. So let's get into August. But in July, the horse was running hot into the desert, pretty much out of control, and got very worn out. However, if you were paying attention to the information I gave you in July, you were making sure that your horse was watered and that you were guiding it, rather than just allowing your life to run off the rails. You would be the one making sure that the horse was staying healthy. So what's happening this month? Well, this month with Monkey, Monkey is stepping in and reshoeing the horse, requiring it to rest and training it to focus on the goal that it has, the one direction to the finish line. Because June and July lit a literal furnace. Remember we talked about the heat. Lit the furnace, and August brings in more fire, yang fire, but it also brings in metal. So it's like the forge is finally hot enough to melt or shape the metal. This isn't the pressure phase anymore. This is the hammer coming down and telling us it's time to take action, putting the steps into motion to reach the goals that you have set. Maybe way back in January you set them, and then a month later you set them aside. Well, this is the time to reevaluate and get clear, and I'll talk to you how to do this. So here's what's happening in August. The Yang Fire Monkey, which is way over on the right-hand side of your screen right now, Yang Fire Monkey throws two clashes into the 2026 chart with those two fires. I have the arrows showing that. Then we have a partial combination, a seasonal combination between the monkey and the rooster. This will continue for the next 3 months. So September, October, November, we've got a partial seasonal combination with the monkey, the rooster, and the dog. These are the next 3 months. So fire is still very strong. Metal, that I just said is starting to get soft, represents government in this chart. So it reads that as patience with governments is wearing even more thin. We saw this beginning with the midterm primaries, turning in pretty surprising results, challenging long-standing, heavily funded establishment structures. Okay, read that. Political parties being challenged with surprising results. All this fire is generating a lot of earth. And those of you that know how to read this life chart, you can see under the day where it says yin earth. This is the day master influencing our entire year. So the day master is an earth day master. Fire is the resource of earth, and we have fire everywhere. We have more fire coming in this month. So what this means is we have resource. Fire is the resource to earth because earth creates fire. And when we have so much resource, thinking gets distorted. You can call it cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs thinking. Thinking this year is not strategic. It is not clear. It is off the rails. Some could even say some hysterical thinking is going on there. Make sure you are not getting caught up in that. Instead, grab popcorn and sit on the sidelines as other people go off the rails. But just know that patience with governments, not just yours locally, but globally, patience with governments is wearing very thin. Now, the other thing we have going on is a partial ungrateful punishment. If you'll notice, we have those two tigers that are in green that the two arrows are pointing to. Well, tiger and monkey are part of what's called an ungrateful punishment. The missing animal is the snake. Because two are present, the third is present by default. So the ungrateful punishment is running beneath the surface. So in plain terms, it's kind of a pattern that it's the kind of pattern that attracts betrayal situations and has people generally convinced everybody else has it better than they do. And we all know what can happen when betrayal and jealousy grip a society. Nothing good. So think rioting, escalation of war, negotiations crumbling. Oh, it sounds like we need to get more popcorn, guys, and sit on the sidelines and watch it happen. Don't get caught up in it because you need to have a singular focus this month. And we're going to get into that after we look at what's happening in the skies. I always want to take a look at what's happening up there because as above, so below, it does impact thinking and actions here on the planet. Even though some people say it doesn't, it does. So what do we have happening this month? The Lionsgate portal opens 8/8. So August 8th, the Lionsgate portal is in effect and it holds on not just that day, but for several days. Then we have, before sunrise, 6 planets stretching across the sky. Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. They're going to stretch us along the sky in a large arc with 4 of those visible to the naked eye all on August 12th. August 12th in the morning, you can see that. And then we have a full solar eclipse. So a quick note on this one, full solar eclipse. This is not Ring of Fire eclipse. This is full solar total eclipse. We also have the Perseid meteor shower the evening of the 12th and the 13th, but that one we don't care about. Go watch it. It's pretty cool. The total eclipse, we really shouldn't be afraid of them, but we don't want to expose ourselves to them because it brings negative bad luck. However, this one, according to Joey Yap, who is one of my mentors and teachers, has been for almost 20 years, this one flies through the star chart where it voids spiritual power rather than clearing it. Voids spiritual power. So what does it do? What does that mean? It means it does not help you cleanse, as you might be seeing others talking about. It actually voids spiritual power. It's an energy. It goes through an energy area that can significantly weaken your connection to source, to divine energy, to your own divine intuition. While the day itself is energetically quite good, we want to avoid manifesting or getting into that deep meditative state because you could accidentally trip yourself up. Do your emails, do your Zoom calls, plan a party, whatever you want to do it. Just don't work to manifest anything or connect in with your own divine spiritual intuition, because it would be like plugging your cell phone into an outlet that's not connected or is connected to faulty wiring. Actually can cause some issues with you. It might not do anything, but it could send a charge through you that you have to spend some time recovering from, and I don't want that for you. Here's where the eclipse will be affecting. Those of you in the United States will not be visible to you, nor will it be affecting much other than the extreme East Coast. We won't even notice anything is happening. I believe it's peaks around noontime in the central part of the country. Check the actual time for your time zone, just so you know when it is most significant. Okay. And then don't go outside during that time. Don't try to do your meditation during that time. Choose other times during the day. So what's next? We've got the lunar eclipse coming. This happens to fall in the night of the full sturgeon moon, August 28th. This is a time for reflection and focus. Here's where it will be visible, but this is a great time for you to do meditation. It's visible around 11:15 p.m. in the central part of the United States, which is my time zone. So those of you to the east, the East Coast time, central time zone, you likely would be able to see, if the night is clear, the eclipse happening. Those of you on the West Coast or the mountain time zone, you may be seeing some of it. This is a great time. Again, check your time zone. I know on my meditation channel, my subscribers will have access to a full moon or a lunar eclipse meditation to help them cleanse and clear and reflect and focus. So there's a lot happening in the skies this month. So let's now shift our attention back to the metaphysical charts known as the Chi-Men system. We are again in the southwest box of the 2026 Chi-Men chart. This is 2026, all mapped out for us. We see the tortoise at level 0, the void. This means that no external hype is going to motivate you. Nothing is coming to motivate you. You have to start your own engine, and you were given the keys in August. You have the keys. It's time to start your engine. Pair that with the destructor star and the life door, and the message is that outworn structures have to be released or set down or destroyed. And then something genuinely prosperous can come in and grow in that cleared out space. Clearing has to happen first. It doesn't mean take one big full swing. It means targeted, precise strikes. When you're ready to release it. Because if you hold on to it, it will reduce your happiness and chance of fulfillment at life. Which leads us to Hexagram 40, the hexagram of August. This is called Deliverance, or the after. It's thunder above and water below. That's what the I Ching has here. It's the movement of breaking out of danger. This is the hexagram after the storm, after the standoff, after the burden that's been carried long enough. Pressure is lifting. What you do with the relief is what decides whether August is a turning point for you or just a pause before all the weight comes back. So if you resist the release, the weight will return probably heavier than before. You have been feeling something that's ready to go, whether it's a way of thinking, a relationship, a belief, clutter, whatever's been weighing you down, it's time to release it. The one warning worth carrying forward this month is that the release is only liberating when it is chosen. If it becomes mistaken for an excuse to disengage or drift or ignore, the same energy curdles into the opposite. So know which one you are doing before you do it. Choose what you are ready to release and then do it. Don't resist it. Help it release from you for once and for all. I don't know about you, but July had some very illuminating, remember, things become seen was the theme from last month. I had stuff from my early teenage life that just went whew, right in front of my face. Huh. Guys, it was a pretty big emotional thing that came out. And now I'm working through the actual finding gratitude in that program that has been running subliminally in my subconscious for probably 55 years or 45 years. And it finally was illuminated, and now I can take care of it because I am ready to let that go. I didn't even know it was still there. That's what I'm talking about. Release it. Here's how the month is going to move in the arc of energy. So the opening, August 7th, is when the month of monkey begins. I would like you to set aside 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, however many minutes it takes on Sunday, August 9th. It's a nice energy day. It's using the tail end of the Lionsgate portal to set up 2 specific, consciously chosen things. Number 1, get clear on the thing you are focusing on in August. One thing, not 50, one. And then 2, get clear on the one thing you are focusing on removing. Both must be done this August, what you're focusing on and what you're focusing on releasing. And do this with intention on Sunday the 9th. August 12th, the solar eclipse. Stay indoor, no manifesting. Check your local times to know when the peak energetic influence is in your area. Then we have the midpoint, the friction before reunion. This is the laughter after the crying. This is when the yearly hexagram switches its focus of lines. I'm not talking about that in this session. I will be addressing it on Tuesday, the 11th, in my midpoint, my mid-year event, which I talked to you about just a bit earlier. It says crying first, then laughing as great armies meet. Friction before reunion. Partial answers before full ones. This one brings some of the predictions I'll be giving you about August later, and I'll be covering more about this line transition and the 6th line transition, which will carry us through January at my mid-year event on August 11th. Then we go to the lunar eclipse on the 28th on the full sturgeon moon. This is a great day again to meditate, reset, and clear out any doubts or concerns you might be having. And then we close out the month, which goes through September 6th, late September 6th, my birthday. And the instruction shifts. It's about planting and protecting your ideas and taking action on them. Don't be gripping too hard and trying to unearth all the other things you planted before they've had a chance to take root. Trust the seeds that you've been planting are germinating and they will be sprouting. So here are some do's and don'ts of the month. Number 1, clear out the clutter. Take a room, take a drawer, your brain, or your whole house and declutter it. It doesn't have to be big. Take the junk drawer or the silverware drawer or the place you put all your utensils. It doesn't have to be big, but it does have to be done. So choose something to declutter and do it. Then I want you to cut what's finished in your life. One clean cut, not a dramatic overhaul. Maybe it's the draining client that it's time to release them. The subscription that you've been guilt renewing for 4 years. The argument you keep having, either with yourself or someone else, snip it and let it stay cut. Release. Move early. Clarity does not wait around this month, and neither should you. The version of you already packing the toolbox beats the version of you sleeping on the deck chair with the to-do list untouched. This is the month to take action. If you've been thinking about finding a new job or starting a new career or taking a class or getting something done or calling that friend, getting in touch with your mother, this is the month to do it. Take decided action. Say yes to the trip. If you have any opportunity to travel this month, do it. We have the Skyhorse star, the auxiliary star Skyhorse. It doesn't require you knowing where you're going. It just requires that you go. Ordinary looking travel this month quietly delivers something you won't see the value of until later. When you travel, you open up your mind to new ideas, new thought processes, and new people. You might get some of your best ideas on a trip. And then take time to rest. This is a month to take care of your body. We have some accident energy around us this month. Make sure you're getting plenty of water, enough rest, and be sure to exercise. This is about taking care of the physical body. Remember, the monkey was requiring the horse to rest. It was reshoeing them. It was getting them focused. That is part of your month too. Not the whole month, part of your month. Now, some things to remind you of. Make sure you stay in the chair on that eclipse day on August 12th. Notebook closed, nothing important set in motion, specifically no manifestation. You can do other things, the day supports it. And then this one. This is the solitary star. So get out of your crate. If isolation feels like peace for you, it isn't. If you're feeling isolated or lonely this month, it's not in your head, it's the solitary star starting to take its grip on you. Reach out before the lonely thought finishes its sentence, because this time it can hook you with some mental or emotional problems that you may find hard to escape if you wait. So get out, say yes to the get-together, see some friends, engage in networking, whatever gets you out, please do it. Don't let isolation take hold of you. All right, let's get to those predictions. August, but before I do it, sorry, forgot this was here. I know you were ready. If you want to know more about how the months affect you, and you want 2 activations, feng shui and an energy activation, if you want a divinely channeled message from beyond, if you want to know exactly what clashes, combinations, and harms affect you, I put all of this in the Alignment Advantage monthly guide. Every single month you can get it. I give you 1 month free. You can start your subscription, get August's. August's already gone out to those who have subscribed. You'll get August delivered to you. If you love the information, you can stay subscribed. If you don't, you can unsubscribe. I even show you how. So I'll send you a reminder before the next one is sent that you can unsubscribe and pay nothing. But I would love for you to know what August has in store for you, because it is a big month. It is a turning point month. It is the midway point. And the way you subscribe to this is you go to my website, amytyson.com. You'll see the Alignment Advantage report, click more information, and you can get subscribed to that. Okay, now the predictions for August. 2 headlines, 2 calls flat out this month. First, something gets cut loose in August and people spend all of September arguing about it, not whether it should have been cut, but whether anyone thought about what replaces it. So this is going to be starting in August and continue into September. Second one, and this one's a little sharper because it works differently than anything I said in July. So something quietly true becomes impossible to deny. Not a leak. It's a disclosure in plain sight that nobody can walk back. July's truth kind of got pried loose. Think of the Epstein things. I mean, how long has it taken for those to actually be redacted and visible? This month, under the double yang fire, the truth gets illuminated instead. Specifically watch the middle of the month when we have the eclipse and then we have the line hexagram change of the year. So the 14th and the 16th, that's a really strong window for something like this to be revealed. And it lines up with that energy. So I'll be talking more about the hexagram again on Tuesday, but this is something I kind of have an idea of what could be inkling. I saw something about it yesterday, and I was like, whew, this will be interesting to see how it plays out. So that is, I'll put that out there. Some other things as bonus. Checkpoint opens when another one closes. So the Strait of Hormuz talks are live right now. Iran and Oman reportedly closing in on a reopening deal. So we'll see if that one comes out. That's choke points opening while another one closes. And a reversal in someone who's shining bright right now, we'll see their light dim by the month at the end. So someone who's kind of in the spotlight, has a good reputation, that all shifts by the end of the month. So those are my bonus ones. That's what I'll be checking against next month, see how we fared. Now it is time to play along. If you want to see how the month is shaping up for you, I'm going to go through this quickly because if you subscribe to that Alignment Advantage, you can get the whole lowdown for yourself. But I like to go through this just so you're aware of what might be affecting you. August is the fire monkey. It's a traveling animal and it is the start of our autumn season. So we're out of the fire months and we're into the fall months of metal. Runs August 7th through September 6th. The clash animal is the tiger. The harm animal is the pig. The 6 harmony, best friend of the monkey, is the snake. And then we have the 3 harmony combination, which is the monkey, rat, and dragon. Both the snake combination and the 3 harmony combination create more water, something vastly missing from our chart this year. But there's so much fire, don't expect it to give too much relief. So this is the chart that will be on the chart generator. If you scan the QR code at the beginning of this video or use the chart generator on my site, you will have hour, day, month, year, and luck cycle animals. This is where you are looking for the animals that I am relating to right now. So here you can see the tiger and the snake in this individual's chart. Significant, that's a combination, and a clash this month. And they also had a dragon, which is another combination. You can take a screenshot of this slide, commit it to memory, because where those animals show up in your chart, your month, day, hour, luck cycle, affects different aspects of your life. Month and year are the external part of your life. Day and hour are more the internal part of your life. So if the clash, if you have a tiger in your day pillar, it means you clash with a relationship. Doesn't mean you're getting divorced. Doesn't mean you're going to spend the month arguing. What it means is take a look at how you've been handling your relationship. Maybe you stay home every night and do the same thing over and over. Well, this is a month to change it up. Go out on some dates. Go out and do something new. Figure out a different way to relate to each other. Revive the relationship. Otherwise, yeah, you will have some arguments. Because whenever that tiger and monkey clash comes in, it's very emotional. And you may say things that you don't necessarily mean. This is also an injury combination. So tiger is yang wood, like a tree. Monkey is yang metal, like an axe. Well, what does the monkey do to the tiger? It chops it. And it signifies potential for accidents to your limbs, sprained ankles, twisted knees, sore hips, elbow problems, wrist problems, shoulder problems, hip problems. You know, if you're a pickleball player, you could tear your Achilles. I don't know. I'm giving you examples of how this might show up, but for many of us, it's emotional that have this clash. You can know it's coming and then create the change. If you make the change, then the change doesn't have to affect you. Go with the flow, okay? Here's again where you're looking for it. If you take a look here we have our snake, we have our tiger. This is the clash animal. This is the combination animal, which I'll talk about in a second, and another combination animal here. So that's how you look at this. This person has them in the year and the month and in the hour. You can go back to that slide and reflect on how that might be affecting you if this is your chart, which it's not, but if it is. All right, let's go back to not annotating anymore. There we go. Oh. All right, harm animal is pig. If you have a pig in your chart, this is potential for betrayal. Watch out for your relationships with friends or with people. You could have just some low energy. Betrayals are always less visible than a clash, but it affects you emotionally. Control your emotions. That's the best way to look at any time a harm comes in. Make yourself unbetrayable. How can you do that? If you have the pig in your chart, you naturally have seen betrayal in your life, just like some other animals always create betrayal situations. And this is what I was referring to when I went back and was revealed to me in July something that happened when I was a young teenager. I didn't process it the way it had lodged itself in the subconscious programming of my life. Now I see it and I can shift the programming because, you guys, we are not just little pawns floating in the wind. When we know it, we can actually take human action and conscious action to change actually who we are inside, because the change that happens inside will begin to show up outside. That's what I do. That's what I help you with. And that's what I want to bring to you. You don't have to keep facing the same issues over and over and over and over again in your life. Let's figure out what that subconscious programming is, transform it, and you can transform and no longer have to be like changing from ice to water to steam, back to water, back to ice, constantly having to go through the same things over and over and over again. Now we have the combinations. We have a 6 harmony between the snake and the monkey. They're best friends, but they also have a tenuous relationship of destruction. It's fun. I have 2 monkeys in my chart, know this well. When the relationship is good, it's really good, but the destruction also means time for change. So if you have a snake in your chart in this monkey month, take a look at what you need to change. If you're employed, maybe you switch jobs or you take a promotion. If you're unemployed, maybe it's time that you take a new position. That is destroying something old so something new can come in. The combination results in additional water being formed in the charts. So depending on what water is for you, I can't tell you exactly what that would be. Your alignment advantage chart would talk more about this. But water is a needed element in the chart, so it's good coming in. If you have the rat or the dragon in your chart, the monkey creates a partial or a full 3 harmony for you, also creating water. And when this is good, what happened here? Oh, there we go. When this is good, you will receive support, help, and possible good news. That's what we can look at. It's a month for you to lean into friendships and people matters. Now, I mentioned the ungrateful punishment that is below the surface globally. Those of you that have either tiger or snake, if you have tiger or snake, tiger and snake, you either have a partial or a full ungrateful punishment in your chart. So what does that mean? You need to keep your temper in check. Others could be more volatile around you. An ungrateful punishment can have you feeling like life is unfair, that the grass is greener over there, that everyone else has it easier than you, and everyone takes advantage of you or just is around to piss you off. You get irritated more easily. How do you handle it? Number 1, what are your true goals? What do you want in life? Sit with that. If you don't know the answer, you need to sit with it because that clarity will help with this. Number 2, practice unconditional gratitude. Be thankful. Be thankful for everything you have in your life. Be created in your diversification. How are you diversifying your life? But most of all, it's change your mindset. And instead of getting knocked down, drag out, pull into the irritation, the frustration, the annoyance, and the poor me, everybody's got it better than me. Pull up your big boy pants or big girl pants and just say, okay, this is what I got. It is up to me to build the life that I want. Because again, August is handing you the keys. It is time to take action in the direction of the goals that you seek and create the life that you want. Here's how it might show up in your chart. Maybe you have a tiger in the year and the snake in the month, or the monkey's in the hour and the snake is in the month, or maybe it's in your day. Pay attention if you have tiger and or snake, because this ungrateful punishment relates to you in August. Again, if you need to get your chart, you can go to amytyson.com, click on that link in the it'll be upper right corner. Take my free classes. The Personal Life Star tells you all about your Life Star energy, your Day Master, what it is, and your Guardian of Destiny, which is your spiritual spark that's inside of you. Just a quick reminder about the midpoint reset. This is a workshop I'm holding on Tuesday. Actually, it's more of a webinar, but I can see you, you can see me, you can ask questions throughout. You'll want your chart, which I will send to you once you're registered. It does have full replay access. Go to my website, amytyson.com, to get registered. So this is August. I want you to look at where we started in our fire months. June was the gate that opened, and it was a riderless racehorse. The energy bolted. In July, we were out in the heat with a spent animal and no shade. And here we are, the forge, cooling behind us, the old shoe on the ground where it belongs, and every one of those 4 shoes on this horse is brand new and ready to go. That is what this month is for. August is the month you get refitted. It is unglamorous. It is honest. It happens with nobody watching, guys. The one thing you want to accomplish and the one thing you are releasing. This is the reason you will be still running in November when we move into our water animals in December and the switch of the year in February. I want you to cut what is finished, move early, have conversations that you've been avoiding, stay in the chair on the 12th during the eclipse. Don't disappear on the people who love you, meaning get out of your crate. And notice something about the road ahead where the horse is looking. It is not a straight line. It does not show you the destination. You get to the next rise. And that's all you need, the next steps. So go get fitted, and I will see you in September. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it with others. I'd love more people to benefit with the information I share. Have a great month, and comment below what you thought of this video. I'm Amy Tyson, your metaphysics strategist and your intuitive guide, signing off.